So what is the problem of procedural or structured programming language? Procedural or structured programming languages are meant for developing mathematical operations based programs for end user or human being, like adding, subtracting. These languages will use English like characters and directly mathematical operators in developing program. That is the advantages. So advantages are program is easy to readable, modularity is supported, reusability is supported, easily we can find and solve errors in a program. Problems are no security. Three problems. Problems are cannot represent real world object in programming world. Second problem, no security to data. Third problem, no dynamic binding between programs. Then what the meaning of no security to data? The data available in a program is freely or directly accessible to other program. So we cannot stop unauthorized people to access our data. We cannot stop storing wrong values. For example, I have bankaccount.c which contain double balance variable. Customer.c contain main method. We can access balance variable directly, either storing or reading value. While storing value, I may do some wrong operation. I may store negative number, but is our program stopped it? No. I want program to stop. So there is no security because program not stopping us to access directly. We cannot access money. Whereas if you take real life, in real life, we cannot access money ATM directly. It means ATM has security, right? Can I take money directly from ATM? No, right? Not possible, right? You have to ask ATM screen to withdraw money. Taking money through ATM screen is nothing but what you call security. And next, dynamic binding between programs means a program can able to change from one program to another program to access operations at runtime without modifying code. Then this program is called dynamic binding program. ATM program, if you take dynamic program, why? It can accept HDFC card program, SBI card program, ICICI Bank card program, Kotak Bank card program. Okay, ATM program is a dynamic program because it can accept any bank ATM card without modifying its logic. For example, CDMA mobile, if you take, CDMA mobile can work with only one SIM. It is a static program. If you take GSM mobile, it is a dynamic program because it can take any of the SIMs. Are you catching my point? Right? So this is a ATM machine code, and this is the mobile based code, dynamic binding code. Then finally, advantage of, there are three types of languages: monolithic, procedural, and object oriented programming. So we are discussing about object oriented programming. What is object? What is OOP? OOP stands for object oriented programming. And then next, what is OOP? It's a language or a technique or technology. It is a technique or methodology. It is one programming paradigm. It provides set of suggestions for creating real world object in programming world by achieving security and dynamic binding. So the target of object oriented programming is to create real world object in programming world, to achieve security to object data, to achieve dynamic binding between objects communication. So these are the points we discussed in last class. I given clear examples and so many examples we have discussed. I hope you all remember it. And I requested you, please try to find many objects around you. Please try to find many objects around you and apply the security and dynamic binding I requested. Okay, so can you please write down these points, notes? Please write notes, open notes. Take heading, object-oriented programming. Write down these 9 points. Completed? Array, don't take screenshot, Raj Patel. Write down notes by day. I'm giving time now. I'm giving time now. If you write these words, will be there in your mind. If you take screenshot, will not come to your mind what I am talking, what you are doing. Will be different world. Why do you people want audio? Already explained now. I am asking you to write, right? You want me to dictate letter by letter? Tell me, if you want to dictate, I will dictate. Make it fast, make it fast. From tomorrow, I would like to start class by 9:15, 9:15. Okay? First 15 minutes, I will give revision. Okay? So people who join late, no need to worry. Come at your regular time. Okay? Is it clear? Because if I start class by 9:30, I'm 15 minutes, I'm giving revision and I'm taking class only maximum 1 hour. Syllabus cannot complete as expected. So that's why at that 15 minutes revision, I want to start by 9:15. Okay? First 15 minutes, I'll give you revision. And then by 9:30, I'll start main topic. So by the time you join, there will not be any problem. Okay? Talk to admin. Come to class. Admin will be there at class. Now currently demo classes, right? Come to classroom and talk to admin at the who is available at classroom. Clear? Then what I can do? This institute is not my institute, no? Next. UP is a technique or methodology. UP is a technique or methodology. It is a one programming paradigm. Here, write one more word. It is a one programming paradigm. What is WOOP? It is a one programming paradigm. Here you add, it is one programming paradigm. Then it provides set of suggestions for creating real world object in programming world. OOP is a technique or methodology. It is a one programming paradigm, full stop. It provides a set of suggestions for creating real world object in programming world by achieving security and dynamic binding. If completed, let me know. I'll go to next slide. Why whoop? Why whoop? For developing real world business applications in programming world to perform business operations by computer. Completed? Down your right. Down now this point, you write to create real world object in programming world. Uh, Hence, we must use continuation. Right? We must use OOP. Hence, we must use OOP for in place of to you write for creating real world object in programming world, for achieving security to object data, for achieving dynamic binding between objects communication. Two place you write for. Completed? Shall I go next slide? So all are you comfortable? People who missed last class, is it okay to all? And tell me, what are the different WOOP concepts we required for creating real world object in programming world? Number one, to create real world object in programming world, we need some programming concepts. Number two, for achieving security to object data, we need some programming concepts. Number three, for a dynamic binding between two objects communication, we need some programming concepts. So what are those? Let us try to observe. For creating real world object in programming world, we need a concept called class and object. You know, right? This is no need to explain, I hope. You can call it as an object or you can call it as a instance, object or instance. Next, for achieving security, we need encapsulation. One of the WOOP concept we need to develop encapsulation. For achieving dynamic binding, we need to develop first inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, then following by we need also develop message passing, loose coupling, runtime polymorphism. I'm not going to explain any of these words now, just I'm dictating the notes and we are going to discuss each word separately. Okay, right on. WOOP concepts. Completed? Yeah, next one. What is the difference between object-oriented programming, procedure-oriented programming? Come on, try to answer. What is the difference between object-oriented programming, procedure-oriented programming? Procedure-oriented programming is meant for developing mathematical-based programs. Object-oriented programming is meant for developing business-based applications. So in procedure-oriented programming, we will develop program around one function and formula. Whereas in object-oriented programming, we will develop program around object and its data. Right? Next, procedure-oriented programming doesn't support security dynamic binding. Object-oriented programming supports object, security, and dynamic binding. Hence, procedure-oriented programming doesn't support encapsulation, inheritance, class, and all. Whereas object-oriented programming supports class, inheritance, encapsulation. Okay, the differences. Procedure-oriented programming is a function-based programming language. Object-oriented programming is a class-based programming language. Completed? Completed? Shall I go next point? Okay, down you write. What is the target of object-oriented programming? Down you write. What is the target of object-oriented programming? What is the target of object-oriented programming? Exclude this two and write these 3 points. Creating real-world object in programming world, achieving security to object data, achieving dynamic binding between objects communication. Don't write to write creating real world object in programming world, achieving security to object data, achieving dynamic binding between objects communication. All 3 points you write, don't write to two. What is the target of object oriented programming? Number 1, creating real world object in programming world. Completed? Down you write programming elements required to create real world object in programming world. Programming elements required to create real world objects in programming world. Take heading that. Write on Java supports 8 programming elements. Write on these 8. Completed? Huh? Java supports 8 programming elements. What are they? Module, package, class, variables, methods, constructors, block, inner classes. So understanding object-oriented programming is nothing but learning these 8 programming elements and their purpose. Completed? Huh? Shall we go next point? Now look at here. If you observe the heading object-oriented programming, look at here. Here I have some points to understand first. Object-oriented programming. What is the meaning of object-oriented programming? First point I want you to understand. What is the meaning of object-oriented programming? Second point I want to understand, what is an object? Third point I want to understand, why we must create object in programming world. Okay, fourth you need to understand how to create real world object in programming world. Okay, these are 4 points. If you understand, object oriented programming is completed. Did you get clarity? What is the meaning of object oriented programming? What is an object? Why we must create object in programming world? how can we create real world object in programming world. These are the 4 words. If you understand object oriented programming, completed. Now let's start. Write down these points. Java supports don't write fast, okay? Only write first point, second point, third point. Okay, fourth point also you write, no problem. Are you writing a? Nothing to explain, right? All these points we know. Just I am narrating to enter into new points. Just I am narrating point by point. If any one point, if you don't understand, ask me, I'll explain. Completed? Are you taking screenshots or writing? Tomorrow I'll ask you to talk somebody. Tomorrow I'll unmute. Anyone I will pick and I'll ask. I'll tell you one thing. Yesterday I got information from the development department, placement department. They're asking me to pick 20 members from each batch. Okay, there are so many placements, not only public and private also, means in-house placements also there. Weekly once we are uploading the weekly once we are publishing the companies to you, right? We are posting the companies to you. But there are so many companies who are coming weekdays also. They want only 10 to 20 people for a interview. We cannot send thousands of people. So that's why the placement department called me and asked, please send me some 20 people who are more active in your class. If you're not replying, not answering to my questions, whom I can select? Right? If you keep replying to me, I remember your name, I will note down your name, and I'll give your information to placement department. So you want a job? Be more interactive with me. Okay, simple question. You want a job? Interact with me. If you don't want job, be silent. Right on next slide. Okay. Puja completed? Huh? Implementing means creating, bhaiya. Meaning of implementing is creating. What are the object-oriented programming concepts? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. You must write this diagram as it is. He is Mr. Balay Babu, and it is a animal. Who is this? Lion, Rababu. Lion, bike, mobile, laptop, bank account. Look at there. In laptop, we have Balay Babu and Nainatara. Balay Babu and his heroine, Nainatara. Nainatara is heroine, Rabai. Search in Google. Nainatara, search in Google. Completed? Tell me, as per above diagram, how many classes I need to create? You want to create this Tollywood industry project in the programming world. How many classes I need to create? 6 classes. Right up. Last 2 points. Right and fast. How much time you will take? Right. Completed? Yeah, variables. Wheres means variables. Ellipse are not completed? Okay, okay, okay. Right. Just try to understand this last ninth point. Basically, by using class open bracket, closed bracket, we are binding properties and operations. Properties means values, operations means methods of one object by separating from other objects. Person object variables methods are clearly separated from animal variables methods, clearly separated from bike variables and methods. If you do like that, then what happened? Security we can achieve, dynamic binding also we can achieve. Are you catching my point? If you are clearly separate them like this, then we can achieve security and dynamic binding easily. Comma, so that we can achieve achieve security and dynamic binding. Okay, completed? Yeah. Tomorrow we'll try to continue remaining points. By tomorrow coming, can you please by heart all points and come? By tomorrow you are coming to class. Can I expect all the people by heart and come? Really? If you by heart and come, then it's easy for you. If not by hearted and come, then problem you'll face. See you all tomorrow. Tomorrow class I'll start by 9:15. Okay. Today I'm starting new batch for your juniors. Any of your friends wanted to, any of your juniors or friends wanted to join, they can join at 11 o'clock. It's a both offline class and online class. Visit nareshit.com for class link. Okay. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.